We did not have money.
You are running into financial crisis.
We really did. I
business
can
was not
say
doing
it
well.
openly. I don't feel scared to say this and accept this, that we were almost without any money.
Bankruptcy
situation. Now, in that phase, you're going through an emotional turmoil that one of your family members, the head of the family, the support system, is in such a state, and we're not able to do anything which is probably needed for his betterment. We faced a lot of crisis. There were 17 days. Me, my brother, I think we ran from corner to corner to probably ask for some money, ask for some help, probably some kind of loan amount, this, that. We've tried all possible options.
All doors was closed.
All doors were almost closed. For people who my father used to stand up for, those people were missing for my mother. It was not a very good situation. However, we tried to bounce back. I remember my brother working hard, days, nights to get out of that situation, to come back on his feet, trying to take care of the family, because we all were shattered. My mother was shattered. I was shattered. There were days, there were months where I never used to even step out of my room, and I used to feel my entire world has ended. I felt like, I will not be able to survive anymore. So he did all the work.
So every setback in life is a stage for bounce back, because setback comes so that you understand and then you prepare yourself for better you.
However, it's not a mandatory tick mark to run a restaurant.
Yes, absolutely.
So I am not a foodie.
You're not a foodie?
I am not a cook.
You're not a cook?
I
You don't have any formal business management education?
I do not have an experience. I do not have an education in this industry.
Right. You're an engineer.
I'm an engineer. With the counter, behind the counter, there's no chair or table to sit. I have sat down on the floor.
Kya hoga?
And I was like this.
My God.
This is not me. I have never done this in my life.
Your first customer is saying, "Aapka chicken sahi nahi hai."
So I would really want to say to people that please do not try to open a restaurant until and unless you are ready to invest yourself entirely to this business. That is what is needed. So there were a few people who said, "Apna Bihari buddhi mat lagao." 3 years, whatever I have learned, I've given my blood, sweat, my hard work, my dedication to this place, Club de Golf, and I would say this place has taught me a lot. This place has changed me as a person. I've become too patient, calm. It has worked on my personality also.
Some of the players who has played for your team, they says we have been pampered by Akanksha, right? And that becomes an envy for other team owner like us, right?
I have never created any competition, I would say.
Welcome to My Career, My Choice podcast, Season 3. As promised, this season is going to be a remarkable journey where you can take some bold choices and some decision which can carve your path for success. My today's guest is Akanksha Pandey, the proud owner of Club de Golf. Akanksha, welcome to My Career, My Choice podcast.
Thank you so much.
I was reading your bio, and a very inspiring bio, because you have mentioned that during your childhood days, you were a pampered kid. So I want to start with that story.
Thank you. First of all, I would like to thank you for inviting me to such a platform. My career and my choice. I think it's nothing more I could relate to. So coming to your question, I would say yes, I am accepting and being bold about it that I was the most pampered kid of my family. And the youngest one, of course. So there were times wherein, I used to be treated in a manner that, I will ask for anything and I'll get it immediately. So that's how my life has been. That's how I have been raised by my parents. So pampered kid means a lot of irresponsibility also, I suppose. This is something which I'm sharing from my experience and my background. So I was extremely irresponsible. However, definitely I have always looked up to my father. He was my go-to person all the time. He was my inspiration in life. So I have looked up to him whole of my life, and I think when I say pampered, he's the one who has done that. Now, irresponsible was something which was my choice at that point of time. I could have been a little more responsible. To take examples, I would say I did not even know how to make a driving license on your own, a passport on your own, a PAN card on your own. And I have always received a guidance from him that you have to you feel that there's something, there's a shelter which is actually there on your head. It was always his hands on my head, and I used to think that क्या हुआ, पापा तो हैं, everything will happen in the right manner. So
the support system
the support system, basically, he was my support system, and in turn my entire universe. So I have been raised like that. So from there, I would say I have been proceeding in my education, I would say, based on his instructions, to be very honest. So I did my schooling in Ranchi, and then
you are born in Ranchi.
So here I would like to say I am born in Kolkata.
Okay, born in Kolkata, brought up in Ranchi.
Brought up in Ranchi, because my father was posted there. And there was a time when he was deciding my career. So I've done my schooling from there. I have done my engineering, because my father, being an engineer himself, he always aspired both of his kids, my brother and me, to become engineers. So there was a lot of struggle during that time also. Probably I was not getting the stream which he wanted me to do, but it was all his hard work.
So what was your childhood dream? What profession? Do you have any kind of aspiration in your childhood days?
As a kid,
your aspiration. I'm not talking what your parents is imposing on you, but your aspiration.
So as a kid, I always wanted to fly a plane.
Okay, pilot, to become a pilot. Same here.
So, and then came a lot of research wherein I thought, okay, fine, iske liye to bahut padhai karna padega. So I have always wanted to choose the, easier path.
Right.
So once, in a very funny manner, I went to my father and I said that, pilot, I think I will not be able to let me become an air hostess.
Okay.
So he laughed and he said that I have thought of something good for you. So believe in me and go ahead with the entire process. So I of course, I believed in him. I went ahead with his decisions, and I enrolled myself for the engineering.
Okay.
Now, I am an engineer
by profession.
Degree.
By degree. And
right now, I can say by
degree. Yes.
Of course, I have done my, pursued my engineering career for 9 years.
And what was your stream? Which stream?
So I was into electronics and instrumentation.
Okay. And this choice was also made by you or your father?
So, yes, it was kind of made by my father.
Okay.
So, of course, and then I enrolled myself. I did my engineering. I would say it was definitely not my passion. However, under pressure, or whatever you call, under a lot of societal pressure as well, I completed my engineering. So I pursued my career of engineering for 9 long years.
Okay.
I
What's
passed
your
out.
MNC company?
Yes, I passed out in 2008, and then 2008 was the year of recession.
Lehman Brothers crashed.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I got placed through my college. However, I did not receive my joining letter. So there came a struggle phase. Of course, there was again a hand on my head. So he said, okay, fine, this is a tough time. Probably you'll have to go and explore yourself in the market. So I moved to Bangalore in 2009.
And that was the IT hub in those days.
That was the IT hub, of course. So I consulted with my father. I went ahead and I struggled in Bangalore for about 6 months to get a job.
Okay.
Because the recession was at its peak during those times. So I got a job finally in 2010. That's
Okay.
where I started earning. I started living by myself. But pampered kid will always be a
Pampered kid.
So I used to earn. I started with a salary of 12,000 rupees
Okay.
in the city of Bangalore.
City of Bangalore in those days.
In those days, it was extremely difficult to
yes.
survive.
Yes.
Then, of course, being a pampered kid, I used to earn. However, I was never able to save money.
Okay.
There were times
So you go for shopping?
I would say
or
yes.
party. Bangalore is very famous for party, right?
So yeah, so Bangalore is a hub of lot of things. You basically you enter that city and you get fantasized by so many things happening around you.
Right.
That it pulls teenagers and that
Right.
category of generation
Right.
to the usual culture of Bangalore.
Right.
So of course I went ahead with that, and it used to fantasize. And when you look at your office colleagues, if you look at people who are people who are living in Bangalore for years, you get inspired.
Right.
But I was definitely not getting inspired in a right manner.
Right.
So I again never used to save for myself. And the moment my salary used to get, I used to spend all my salary, I used to give a call to my father.
Okay.
That this is
Send me some money.
Yeah, this is the scene. Now I think 10 more days I need to survive.
Okay.
So please send me some money.
Okay.
So,
And your father used to...
my father being my father,
Being-
he of course used to say yes for everything. So I did. I'm not saying that he wanted me
So
to
he
get
was your
spoiled.
ATM card in time of crisis.
In time of crisis,
Right,
yes.
yes.
And then that was the time when my brother got settled in my career. So my elder brother, Anshuman,
Right.
he's
Yeah.
4.5 years
Yeah.
elder to me.
Right.
By that time, he had got settled in his career. And I knew that I am getting another ATM card.
Right.
So I used to
Okay.
exploit my father and
Right.
my brother
Right.
for all my needs,
Okay.
for all my passion, or for
Right.
all my luxury.
Right.
And that's how I had been. So hence I call myself irresponsible during those times.
Right.
When you earn, when you step out of the house, you are always, you should carry an aspiration that this is where your parents' responsibility ends, and this is where your own responsibility starts. However, it took a lot of time, and it took a very tough path for
Hard way.
life to teach
Hard
me.
way, yeah.
Yes, I would say it was a hard way. Life taught me how to take care of responsibilities. So I completed, my 9 years in Bangalore, and then, one day, 2017, my father had visited in Bangalore.
Okay.
He visited my place, and we were having a discussion. He used to be a little unwell during those times. And then we were discussing, he said that, how long will you stay here alone? Why don't you come to Kolkata? So I explained to him very nicely that, Papa, there is no much exposure in the IT sector in Kolkata right now. The moment I feel, yes, things will change, I will definitely come to you. Because my father, I would like to give a little bit of background to it, because my father was also born and brought up in Kolkata.
Okay.
2010, when he was retiring,
So he retired from a private company? Or
he was with Steel Authority of
Okay,
India.
Steel Authority of India. Okay.
So when he was retiring, I asked him, where do you want to settle down? So, of course, we had an option of Ranchi, but he said, I want to settle down in Kolkata. So I asked him,
Yeah,
why?
Why?
So he said, my people are there.
My people are there.
Yes. So that got stuck in my head. And I said, okay, after retirement, it is your choice of staying in a place wherein you think that whenever you are in need, there will be your people to help you out. So
Right.
please go ahead
And settle down.
And settle down. So my father and my mother moved to Kolkata to permanently stay in the year of 2011.
Okay.
And back to 2017, when he told me, I said that as soon as Kolkata situation gets better in terms of ID sector, I will definitely want to move in with you. So he said, okay, Now, cut to, he went back and he felt really sick.
Okay, in
He was
2017.
in 2017 end.
That's where your life start a
I
little bit change his path, right? You
Yes.
started realizing yourself, your mistakes and everything, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So 2017 was the year I would say the entire process started. Because you see your parents grow old. However, you never realize, what might go wrong in just a bit.
Right.
It's a
I can relate to that. I can relate to that because we being under the shelter of parents, we never realize that someday we might miss them. So we always think of that the shelter will be always there with us. But fortunately or unfortunately, every single person on this earth has his own time frame. They have to pass that time and after that they leave.
Right.
So I can understand your situation because since you are a pampered child and you have been born in a I will say with a golden spoon, right? And then suddenly life started taking a different shape and
Right.
life started going in a different direction. So
Right.
yes, please continue.
So so that's when it hit me hard that my father is unwell. And then I, of course, went ahead with the discussion. And he said, you have to come to Kolkata. First of all, to take care of me, and secondly, to take care of the business. So there's this company, an IT company, GV Tech Solution Private Limited, which was formed by my father and my brother in the year 2014.
Okay.
All these years, they were taking care of the business. My father and my brother were immensely involved in the business and in building things. But however, I had chosen to, pursue my career and my profession in a different manner. And I never felt the need of changing it. I was, by this time, in the 9 years tenure, I was earning pretty well. I was
Okay.
well settled.
Okay. So journey started with 12,000.
Yes.
We also want to know when you
So I was withdrawing a salary of 1.25.
Excellent.
So, and again, I would say Bangalore was a city where in this 1.25 also you will feel that it's probably less. Yes. I mean, that's the cost of living
Cost
for
of living, yeah.
that city.
Because your lifestyle also increased at that point of time,
Yes.
right? Although you used to have an ATM card, right? Your family support system is there, but I can understand that starting with 12,000 going to 1.25 and then trying to understand when I can get another 1.25 or something because the need
Right. Never dies.
never dies, right? It's endless.
It's endless.
Yeah.
So yes, so I had I had chosen my profession, and going ahead, I understood that how much my father needs me. That is when I would say, as a responsible daughter, I would really call myself responsible because it was a tough decision to leave everything wherein
Right.
you have settled for all these years
Right.
to, leave all that and come and, you have no clue what you will do.
So you left your job and
I instantly took
instantly,
a decision.
yeah. There was no second thought in
There
your
was
mind.
no second thought. He was unwell. He needed me. And
Yes.
I took a decision that I have to come back to Kolkata, not for anything else, probably for him, because
Right.
it was him.
Your support system.
Yes, of course. It was probably time to, give that utmost care to him, which he was giving me all these years. So I never thought twice.
Yes.
I just left everything and I came. 2018 February, I shifted to Kolkata,
Okay.
having no clue what needs to be done. I had never seen a business life.
Okay.
I was always a job person, a
Okay.
9 to 5 person, to be honest.
Okay.
And I never knew what is a business like. So there were months when he was unwell. I was only devoting myself to take care of him because that time I really did not feel any need of understanding anything or probably securing my position in the business or something.
And you have not got any formal education in business, right?
No.
No, right.
So I'm just holding a BTech degree. So
Right.
of course I have not done that. So and now he he was unwell. I was devoting my time to take care of him. Then came a time where he started teaching me step by step, baby steps of, how to get into business, how to take care of things, probably more of the statutory part of it. And he wanted me to take care of those things because that was his responsibility before I came
Okay.
in. So he was very confidently trying to hand over those things to me. It was a matter of few months that I could learn from him. But the only thing which stayed with me was his attitude.
Okay.
What was his positive attitude
Okay.
and approach towards everything.
Okay.
So I would say that I probably could learn 20 to 25% of things from him while he was there. Unfortunately, I lost him in the month of May 2019. So
Okay.
I spent 1 year, 3 months with my father in Kolkata.
And in those days, you left Bangalore just because you want to stay with your father, right? And there was no job. You have no formal education in business management, although your father was mentoring you, right, for tomorrow. He was preparing you so that you can lead your family business as he used to do along with your brother, right?
Right.
And then suddenly your father's passed away. What was your mental situation?
So I would say yes, it was the toughest situation I have ever faced in my life till now, and I really feel that I will probably not face this kind of a tough situation going forward, because this is something which broke me from within. And there was a time wherein I used to feel that I left everything for him. I came to stay with him and he left me and he is nowhere now. So that
Your
feeling,
support system.
your support system. So your entire universe
Your
again
entire
to repeat.
universe.
So it was a hard hitting moment wherein I could, not probably I was not trying to accept the situation. And this came with a lot of hardships, I would say. When he passed away, technically, I can tell you that was the worst time we were in.
And I just want to understand your father's choice of staying in Calcutta was because of for his people. What was his people doing during those days when he left? In time, because I
Absolutely.
was reading your bio, I just want to hear it from your side.
Absolutely. It was those days when he was admitted in the hospital, and the last 17 days which he spent in the hospital with his family members, I mean, me, my mother, and my brother by his side. That was one of our, you know what they say in Hindi, आपका जब बुरा समय आता है तो आपके साथ कुछ भी अच्छा नहीं होता है, सब कुछ बुरा होता है. That was that time. So we were terribly doing a lot of loss in our business, and he was in a terrible state.
Because I can feel it, because at that point of time the demonetization happened in 2016, and we are talking for 2018, right?
2018,
2018 years, right?
to 2019.
That was another transitional phase.
That was a transitional phase, but I would
Right.
say that, now I can say that business is always not smooth. There are a lot of ups
It's an
and
infinite
downs.
game. It will continue.
So
Yeah.
that time it was very difficult for me to digest this because I had no background of business. Now I'm seeing downfall. There were certain bad decisions which were taken. It happens in every business. And that created a lot of impact for us. So we were financially doomed.
And what was his people? I'm talking from the viewpoint of your father. His choice was staying in Calcutta was for his people. What was his people doing in those days to support your family?
Yeah, so I would say he had that kind of a trust on his people. However, from somewhere he received some help, from somewhere where he was really banking upon, he did not. That's when I think he never used to express his sorrows so openly because he never wanted the family to break. But I could see that in his eyes when he was going through such feelings that, when I am in need, there are hardly, a few.
People have excuses in those days.
People have a lot of excuses in
right?
those days.
They also express that they're into a crisis situation.
Yes. It happened.
Right? It happened.
It
right?
really happened. And that created a lot of impact in my overall family, I would say. Because what we have seen while growing up, that my father's, my father was recognized as a godfather. He was called godfather by many. Back in where he used to work, back in Kolkata, where even after retirement, one call, we have seen those days, one call, even midnight, 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, he will be the first person who will be available in times of crisis when it's happening with the other people. So back to, that kind of a person, when he needs help, I think, I can understand what he would be thinking in his mind, that he would have been confident that, okay, fine, I've helped a lot of people. Probably this is my time when I can actually ask for help. I can seek for some help from these set of people, probably. He did. However, there was a very small percentage of people who responded.
And many came up with an excuse.
A lot of people came up with excuses.
Their reason.
Their crisis, their reasons, their attitude, their behavior. We have seen it all. I think he also saw it all. So that's when he understood that this is my family. This 4 people is my family. And whatever happens, we are there for each other. So we were passing through those bad times, and that is when he got admitted in the hospital. And 17 days he was there in the hospital. There was a huge bill from the hospital side. However, we did not have money.
You are running into financial crisis.
We really, I can say it openly.
Well.
I don't feel scared to say this and accept this, that we were almost without any money.
Bankruptcy situation.
Now, in that phase, you're going through an emotional turmoil. That one of your family members, the head of the family, the support system, is in such a state, and we're not able to do anything which is probably needed for his betterment. We faced a lot of crisis. There were 17 days. Me, my brother, I think we ran from corner to corner to probably ask for some money, ask for some help, probably some kind of loan amount, this, that. We've tried all possible options.
All doors was closed.
All doors were almost closed. Definitely, there were a
So
few.
You were losing any faith from the Almighty? You were saying, oh, my God, my dad has given so many things, has done so many things for the people, and now they are turning back.
Yes.
So you might be blaming Almighty?
Yes, probably not at that point of time when he was unwell, because there was no other thought crossing our minds. But yes, when we lost him, we really, gave it a thought. Me and my brother, I remember we discussing together that, what we have seen him doing for others and what others did to him was something which is, not acceptable. I mean, if this is the kind of environment we are living in, this is the kind of world we are living in, then there's nothing we can do. We can't go anywhere tomorrow. If once my father left, my mother was alone. Now there came situations wherein we saw that people for people who my father used to stand up for, those people were missing for my mother.
And your thought process was telling you That might be your situation or life has been buried by God, right? So I can tell you that it has not been buried, it was planted. Because that's why today both of you, your brother as well as you, have bounced back. So every setback in life is a stage for bounce back, because setback comes so that you understand and then you prepare yourself for better you and you bounce back.
And yes, I would like to say that, yes, it was not a very good situation. However, we tried to bounce back. I remember my brother working hard, days, nights to get out of that situation, to come back on his feet, trying to take care of the family, because we all were shattered. My mother was shattered. I was shattered. There were days, there were months where I never used to even step out of my room, and I used to feel my entire world has ended. I felt like, I will not be able to survive anymore. So he did all the work. I would say he pulled us from that situation. I was just acting like his support system at that point of time.
Right.
Because we saw those phases, because we saw that, we saw the hardest reality of life, that there'll be nobody who will come to your rescue when you are in pain,
Crisis, yeah.
in crisis. So we learned it the hard way, and the moment we were able to bounce back in the business, in the IT business, I was the one who went to him and I said that, you know what, I want to do something of mine, because tomorrow I want you to, feel there is somebody who's standing, who you can bounce back to. Who you can check, who you can knock and say that, listen, I really need help from you, and this is going to be us. We will together take care of my mom, and we will try to build verticals wherein we both are working hand in hand, and we both are working as a backup of each other as well. So things went ahead. COVID hit. During COVID time, I think we all had a lot of time to think and
reboot ourselves.
Yeah. Now you reboot yourself. There are a lot of ways to do that. For me, it was a personal experience of giving myself time and trying to understand what and how to become a support system for my brother. And that's when my brother said, he said, I'm giving you a free hand. You go
do whatever.
And you do whatever, you explore. I have a faith, just like my father used to have. I have a faith on you that whatever you do for your career, you will do it better, in a better manner. I said, okay. Now coming to this part of
an engineer,
and
is not a management student, right? Lost her support system. So for everybody who now sees you as a star, right? So they don't know that every star has a silver line.
Yes.
They don't know your background. They don't know your days where you fought, you cried, right? Alone, might be alone. And then people only see you today. They don't see your struggle.
Yes, there are a lot of people who have said to me that I'm born with a golden spoon. I would say to an extent, of course, I belong to a middle class
family. So don't you tell them
family.
that when the golden spoon was snatched by the destiny, have you experienced?
I haven't been able to convey this to people.
Right.
I think I would thank your platform that today I have been able to openly speak up and tell. I think people would be watching and probably understanding now what I have gone through, why I am like this.
The pampered girl.
Now there's another story that people say that you're taking your business very seriously.
Very seriously.
Why are you taking your business very seriously?
Okay.
So people, कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे.
लोगों का काम है कहना.
That is the exact way to actually define this. So earlier people used to say you are irresponsible, you are pampered, you don't know anything, you have not done anything.
An engineer, successful engineer doing a job, just came back in the time of crisis, family crisis, कि
Right.
बेवकूफ है क्या, सब छोड़ के चले आए.
Right.
ठीक है.
And now that I take care of my business so seriously,
And just tell them which business you are in. You are running
a restaurant,
a restaurant, Club de Golf,
Club de Golf.
right? And you don't have any formal education in hospitality management.
Absolutely
Neither
no.
hotel management.
No.
And I believe, since reading your bio, you is not an excellent cook. Do you cook? You cook?
I was coming to that. So I was coming to that. It is it's a myth that
Myth.
you say you only can run a restaurant
If you are a cook.
if you are a cook.
Because that's a
if you're
myth.
good
That's a
cook.
myth, yeah.
No, you might be a good cook. That's an extremely beautiful talent a few people have. However, it's not a mandatory tick mark to run a restaurant.
Yes, absolutely.
So I am not a foodie.
You're not a foodie?
I am not a cook.
You're not a cook?
I
You don't have any formal business management
do
education?
not have an experience. I do not have an education in this industry.
Right, you're an engineer
I'm an engineer
and a pampered girl.
and a pampered kid. So now I got into this. There were definitely a few people who had this vision of, making this brand, a success. However, slowly and gradually, it came on my shoulders. It was not a planned move. It was just a impromptu thing because I had taken it like I have to invest myself physically also into this business. So there was a time wherein I used to sit there and, from around 6 a.m. in the morning to 11 in the night. There have been times.
You're telling me in the time of inauguration, the day your restaurant got inaugurated, I was reading your bio, you mentioned that the time of inauguration, the day, might be when you serve your food to your guest, it was not okay.
Yes.
Because you don't know how to preserve meat.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You have no idea, no clue.
No idea and no double
You thought,
checking
okay,
with my team also.
Bought some meat, put it in the freezer,
Right.
it will be okay.
Right. So it was one of those testing times. Now when I look back at those times, I really laugh because those were the times which just made me learn, such things about this industry. A lot of knowledge which I have gained through experience.
Real life experience.
Real life experience. There was nobody who was telling me what you need to do. There was nobody who was telling me that, this is a protocol which
And
you
you
need
also
to
have the
follow.
guts to face your angry customer.
Yes.
Angry customer in those days, initial
Yes.
days, right?
Yes.
And apology in front of them and give them some sort of, I must say, give them some sort of benefit or something like that. How you manage them?
So I'll tell you
Yeah.
how it happened. So the day of inauguration, we did not have any idea as to how do we serve customers. इसने बोल दिया ये करना है, ऐसे system set कर देना. इसने बोल दिया यहाँ से सामान लाना है. And we have opened the doors.
Okay.
Now, this inauguration is scheduled for 6 p.m. We decorated the entire venue with balloons and everything right from the entrance of gate number 6 to the cafe space. And afternoon, around 12:31, we are seeing a huge amount of crowd walking into the cafe. Because they just, they were probably crossing and they saw the decoration and that's what attracted them to probably come and explore the place. And we were not prepared at all. So there was a situation that 1 o'clock in the afternoon, the restaurant was full with customers. We did not have sufficient manpower as well
To
because
serve
it
them.
was not planned
Not
well.
planned. You thought कौन आएगा भाई?
कौन आएगा अभी?
पहला दिन
अभी तो मैंने मार्केटिंग ही नहीं किया, अभी तो मैंने कुछ बोला ही नहीं किसी को. So मैंने hardly 50 people को invitation दिया. I think they will come. So this huge group of people, multiple people who came and occupied the entire restaurant, and we are still unpacking the crockeries.
Okay.
The plates. The bowls wherein you serve the dishes, and that's being unpacked at that point of time.
Very natural.
So, and it was like, as I said, we were, short of manpower. So we were going and taking the orders on the table.
Right.
That's
Right.
what happened.
Yeah.
Then
The only option.
The only option, us a bunch of friends who were there to support me on that particular day, to make me, help me in making such certain arrangements. They were there. I am sending them also to the table, but you also go and take the order. Now they are also from the IT background. They don't know anything.
Right.
So that's what the situation was. Now comes the time that we have served the food.
Okay.
Now that is when there were 3 tables who said that आपका chicken खराब है.
Acha.
Now I have gone back. I still remember that scene. I will never be able to forget that scene. I have gone back to the counter. Behind the counter, there's no chair or table to sit. I have sat down on the floor.
क्या होगा?
And I was like this.
My God.
This is not me. I have never done this in my life.
Your first customer is saying, आपका chicken सही नहीं है.
So I went back there and I was like, I have a lot of experience working behind the laptop. I do not have experience to even run a kiosk. Here I am opening the doors of a restaurant to cater the mass crowd.
Right.
And I don't have any experience.
Any
so
experience.
I'm doing something wrong. And that's when it started. There were a lot of mistakes made because...
So how you manage that situation?
Now, of course, we had to give a refund because if you don't do that, there's something called brand value.
Right.
To save that, sometimes you will have to make loss in the business.
Right.
Sometimes the brand value is much more higher
And
than
be very
your
authentic.
account.
And accept your fault.
Yes.
This is required.
Yes.
Sometimes people defend the situation. That's wrong, I think.
Yes.
So you accepted the fault.
We do. We do that till now, I would say.
Till now, right. So you've completed 3 years.
Completed 3 years on the 29th of August, and that was day 1. And here we are. So there were a lot of struggles, a lot of mistakes, a lot of situations which has taught me a lot about hospitality industry.
Right.
Now, I'm not, coming from this background, I had a team
Right.
who are supposed to cater to your customers.
Right.
Initially, through word of mouth promotions, there were a lot of people who were visiting the cafe. This went on to 3-4 months. Now came the challenge wherein when you have not entered your kitchen, which is there in your home, how will you understand how to run a commercial kitchen?
Right.
You don't have any idea.
Right.
All you can do is you can depend on your team who's working there. As in when the crowd started increasing there, we understood that the average time of serving a dish from the kitchen to the table was somewhere between 35 to 45 minutes.
Okay.
Which is very unusual in this industry, and which is not acceptable in this industry.
Right.
And we were getting a lot of backlashes. I mean, we were facing every single table because people don't...
They were waiting, right?
They were waiting.
They must be hungry.
There have been... when you go to a restaurant, do you ever think that, you have to...
Wait for 35-40 minutes to get the first food delivered?
What is happening in their kitchen, will you ever be able to understand? What is happening with their manpower? You will never look at it in that manner. I also used to do the same thing when I used to walk into a restaurant as a customer. So nobody understood the struggle. But the amount of publicity which happened through word of mouth during the initial times actually went down suddenly.
Another setback.
Right. So that was the time, I think, which was needed for me to understand
Again,
what this
to bounce
business is.
back.
To bounce back.
Right. तो आपकी जिंदगी में setback चाहिए to bounce back.
Exactly.
ठीक है.
So, and yes, it has always, God has taught me always the harder way.
Right.
So I have accepted it, and now when something happens to me, when I get setbacks, I take it very. I laugh it out. I say, okay, fine. ये हुआ है तो कुछ अच्छे के लिए. अभी कुछ सीखने का time दिया है भगवान ने. So I've done that.
Right.
That was the time wherein I could understand there are infrastructural challenges. I am not able to handle this. I need to do a little bit of research what to do.
Right.
We went ahead. We added another kitchen. We segregate. We actually serve 2 cuisines, continental and oriental.
Okay.
We segregated both the kitchens and segregated the manpower and tried to refine the entire system. And that's when another thing happened. So I mean, there were challenges. I mean, sometimes it was about the food quality, sometimes it was about the service. I was there day in, day out to monitor the entire struggle.
Right.
That the struggle is happening, now next is going to be my action. So I was there. So whoever, I mean, says that restaurant business is a
Easy business.
easy business, a
अभी तो
glamorous
अब the
business.
cloud kitchen आ गया है after COVID.
So I would really want to say to people that please do not try to open a restaurant until and unless you are ready to invest yourself entirely to this business. That is what is needed. I mean, you might not know certain things, but if you're not there, you do not have the exposure to those situations coming in which will teach you.
And sometime you might have faced, I don't know, your employee
Yes.
whom you have trusted, right? They get inspired to start their own restaurant.
Yes.
Because it's not a Taj Bengal, it's not a top 5-star property. Though they think, okay, if ma'am can do it, why not we?
Yes.
We will restart it. So have anything happened like this?
Yes, it has happened. So, and I feel good about it.
Good
that
about it,
if at
yeah.
all I'm being able to inspire even one person in this world, I think it's an achievement for me. So I've taken it like that. But there were times where I have faced a lot with the manpower in this industry.
And they copy paste your menu. Then what
They
happened?
do. They do. A lot of people do. And I think, what I have done till now in this business is I've not copied anybody. I have tried to
They
not
cannot copy your destiny.
Yes, the destiny and the hard work
Cannot be copied.
cannot be copied.
Right.
You might want to copy the menu. You might want to poach a few employees from the restaurant. Try to build your own. However, you will never be able to copy copy paste the hard work and dedication. So that is what taught me a lot. During this time of wherein we were in a phase that people had already this thing in their mind that the service time is too high. So that is where was the setback time and my time to show up. So every day people used to ask me also, what are you, I mean, your business is going down, so what are you going there for? But I used to each day get up, dress up and show up to a set of people who are my employees, because they should also see that I am serious about the business, and that is when it will be inherited to them, it will be transferred to them that this business is not a joke.
So in one line, I can say it's a story of determination, failure, and triumph.
Yes.
In one word, I can say it's a story of bounce back.
Yes.
So whenever God give you any kind of setback or destiny puts you in a challenging situation, it means it's time for you to reboot yourself,
Absolutely.
to learn it, and then move forward.
Not everybody gets this opportunity.
Not everybody gets that opportunity. So, engineer student, right? A pampered girl, and then an entrepreneur, a woman entrepreneur. And you are also animal lover,
Yes.
right? So I've visited your restaurant. There are so many street dogs, right? Which you prefer to call as your kids, not
Yes.
street dogs, right?
Yes.
And you provide them food and support system. And this kind of transformation happened. It was there in your childhood days, or it's
Yes,
happened?
It has been there with me since my childhood.
Right.
I don't know why I get attracted to the animals. Animals feel safe around me. Animals get that kind of vibe from me. So wherever I have been, I have always, had a set of puppies, strays who I have been taking care of. It's mostly I work for dogs. So I have been there. When I was in Bangalore, I was doing that. When I came to Kolkata, I started doing that. and now the restaurant has me, all the time. It's my second home, so I spend most of my time there, and now I can proudly say that I have 7 kids there.
Okay.
So I take care of 7 kids
Right.
there, and they are all
They're all happy.
they're all happy. They're all probably too much possessive about me as well. So that's
And they
how
guard the restaurant.
they guard, they guard the restaurant.
Right.
I would not say they guard the restaurant, but they do own that territory, and
They also consider it as their own territory,
yes,
right?
and again I'm telling you, trust factor is there, so they know they're in their safe zone. So that's what I have created for them, and that's what I try to
So
create.
3 years into entrepreneurial journey, what advice you're going to give it to the youth?
I would say another time that please do not get into a restaurant business if you cannot invest your entire time in it. There will be a lot of setbacks. I've seen good days, I have seen bad days. Trust me, it's extremely important to see loss in a business as well. That is
And you have to be
when
prepared.
and that is when you will be able to cherish the good days. Or else, if it's always good, probably you might not understand the value of it. So you should see good days, you should see bad days, you should always learn, and do not give up on your dreams, whatever you aspire to be. Even if generally, if I don't talk about the restaurant business, I think manifestation is very underrated. If karma is something, I think manifesting is also something. So you keep saying to yourself that you will be able to do this, and it will happen someday. Because there were a lot of people who told me that I will not be able to do this. There were people who have said to me that
तुमसे तो नहीं होगा.
इसको तो कुछ आता ही नहीं है,
तुमसे तो नहीं होगा.
नहीं होगा. So there were a few people who said, अपना बिहारी बुद्धि मत लगाओ.
Oh, Bihari Buddhi. So
Business.
that's another aspect in life when people start judging you based on your mother tongue.
So I hail from UP and Bihar. Why I say UP and Bihar? Because my father was from UP and my mother is from Bihar.
Right.
So I was judged in that manner. However, I never took it on my heart. Little do they know that I was born in Kolkata. My father was born and brought up in Kolkata, and my grandfather had a 50-plus-year-old business in Kolkata.
Right.
So I do not take it on my heart.
So people always start judging you based on your mother tongue. Say, for example, if you're a Bihari, they imagine that in one hand you will have a lathi, on the other hand you will have a chatu, and you can manage or repair tractor in your dream. And if you're a Bengali, by the way, people will say that, okay, tell me something about the fish, as if you have done something, your PhD on fish, or might be you are expert in doing all those kind of Bengali addas over a sip of tea, right, on politics, on football. So this is a very peculiar way of judging people based on mother tongue.
True.
You must have faced that as well.
Yes, I definitely faced that, and I've taken it very positively. I can say that I did not know a single word of Bangla when I came here.
And now
but
you
আমি
can
মন দিয়ে শিখেছি.
মন
আমি
দিয়ে।
বাংলা ভালো বলতে পারি, বুঝতে পারি, লিখতে পারি না, পড়তে পারি না, কিন্তু আমি ভালো করে শিখেছি, মন দিয়ে শিখেছি. আর because it was a part of my business as well, I cannot connect with my customers day in day out if I do not know the language. So I have learned it for them. I have learned it for the people of Bengal, and I respect this place. Now this is my workplace, so I respect it a lot. Whatever I am earning, whatever I will be doing or I'm aspiring in my life will happen in Bengal now. So I have never thought about that in a negative manner. I have taken it very sportingly, and I have moved on, and I have learned whatever I could.
So Akanksha Pandey, a journey, right? A remarkable journey, starting from as a daughter who has been shaded by his father, and when you grew up shaded by your brother, right? People still gives importance to you as if you have achieved something in life, or people still consider that now your brother is actually making the things happen behind you. Are you getting importance?
I would say I was never seeking for importance because I was never at that stage of my life. But yes, I would say that when I entered Kolkata, I never knew a single person. I was missing my friends, my circle, who I grew up with, who I worked with as colleagues. I did not know a single person in the city. And now in this 3 years of journey, I have got associated with so many people that they know me. They know me by face, by my name, by my brand name. And that is, I think, a beautiful journey which I have been going through, and I have achieved and probably able to succeed in creating, the
Your own legacy.
my own legacy. I would say I will still say that I'm in a very mature stage right now, but I would like to carry this with me. I know people, I cherish that, and I would like to maintain that connect with people of Bengal and people of Kolkata, because this is what it is. I mean, I started from scratch and I built those connections, and it is to be cherished forever.
And you are also connected yourself with sports community in Newtown where you stay. You own a team, right? You now pamper your player,
Yes,
right?
I do.
Some of the players who has played for your team, they says we have been pampered by Akanksha, right? And that becomes an envy for other team owner like us,
I
right?
have never created any competition, I would say. However, I mean, whatever I own, whatever I do, I love that.
Love that.
Even if I'm working in the cafe, I'm loving it.
Right.
If I'm working for the animals, the strays,
You're loving
I'm
it.
loving it.
Right.
If I'm owning a team, I'm being a proud owner and I'm loving that part. So everything I would say to people, that if you love what you do, and you will achieve everything in life, you will do wonders. So love whatever you do.
Right. So that's the mantra for Akanksha, right? To move
Yes.
forward in life.
Yes.
So Akanksha, we just will have to conclude this podcast. And I just want to have one opinion from your side. I will say opinion because you have seen life that no one else, right? Ups and downs, right? It's very, I will say it's a very adventurous life that you have gone through, right? What next?
3 years, whatever I have learned, I've given my blood, sweat, my hard work, my dedication to this place, Club de Golf, and I would say this place has taught me a lot. This place has changed me as a person. I've become too patient, calm. It has worked on my personality also, and the amount of experience I've gained from this place, I would like to put it into proper utilization, and that's how, through this platform, I'm announcing that I'm planning to expand.
Right.
And it will be in the first quarter of 2025. And
Right.
I'm looking forward with all the enthusiasm and all the knowledge I've gained to cater to more people in a much better manner, in a very hospitality, centric environment, and good food.
So are you ready to hold people's hand if somebody comes to you to seek your advice if they want to start a cafe?
Yes, so I was wanting to mention that I have got a couple of offers wherein they want me to do consulting for the cafe or the restaurant business, and I am still giving it a thought because I've never done this earlier. I'm giving it a thought. Probably after discussing the entire proposal, I might want to get into that as well.
So your career choice, starting from your father's aspiration to see you as an engineer, to a present day as a cafe owner, animal lover, sports enthusiast. So thank you, Akanksha, for being my guest. I think your journey is going to inspire many people who wants to be like you or who has faced a similar situation in their life. And might be if they think that they have to give up, right? Your story will motivate them by saying don't give up.
Yes, thank you so much.
Don't fall in love. Don't fall in love. Don't fall in love, right? But try to rise in love.
Yes.
Any message to your haters?
I would thank them because they have pushed me unknowingly to achieve whatever I have, even the smallest of
So
achievements I have.
you admit that you still have haters in life?
I think yes, I would accept that I have equal number of supporters and haters, and the haters' role is also
Important.
pushing me. Yes,
Important,
it
very
is
important.
It's utmost important, and it's pushing me to achieve more. So I am not lucky. Even if I am lucky, I have put my luck in place with my hard work, and I've never given up. And that would be my message to everybody who is planning to be an entrepreneur, who is planning to do a small, medium, large business. Please do not give on your dreams. Please work hard and be dedicated to your business. Someday, some point of time, you will definitely achieve everything what you aspire for.
Thank you, Akanksha, for your time and your valuable advice. I think my audience is going to love it. Thank you very much for being my guest.
Thank you, Vishal.
Thank you.